Okay. Oh. All right. Here I am, smiley face. Now. There you go. I'm putting this back together like this because I want to see what I have left for wire, because for some reason I'm confused here. Let me throw it around some more. You know what? Let me just throw it in here. This will help hold it for a few minutes. There. Alright. So let me get this out of the way. This is going to stay here for now because I know I need it. And there's another socket around here someplace. This came in the mail. Now, if this was in the house, we have a bleach bottle in the house as well, but we have it on mist. Because regardless of where I am, or where we are, or what it is, we missed it. Even when it comes to our regular mail, we don't wet it that much to where it bothers it. These resistors came from Indiana. So they said. I ordered them about 10 weeks ago. I got a hair right there. Gotta get rid of that. Come to find out, they came from China. Apparently, there's a company in Indiana that does mail order direct from China. But they advertise that it's coming from Indiana, USA. So that's why I ordered them. These are going to be a dummy load. What a dummy load is, it takes the place of an antenna when you're working on a radio. You plug the dummy load into the back of the radio and it gives you a 50 ohm match and for whatever power you think you need. So I'm going to bolt these down to a heat sink, and I believe these are rated at 100 or 200 watt. Let me see what they're actually rated for. 100 watt. Yeah. So these are rated for 100 watts. So if I, as they are, but I'm going to bolt them down to a heat sink, which is a piece of aluminum that I have over there. So I'll know that they're not going to heat up on me real quick because they'll get hot. And I'll know I'll get my close to 100 watts without blowing up a radio. Well, what really kind of drove me crazy was that they said that they were USA, Michigan. And then 2 or 3 months later, here they are from China. Now these are water pumps. I'm looking for smaller than this actually. I've seen them out there, I just don't remember where I've seen them. They're mini water pumps. And they, what I'm looking for is one that may give me, I don't know, maybe 10 gallons an hour. I don't want much. I just want it to come out. You know, like, just, I don't want, what I want to do is have live water, have real water going through my little diorama that I make. If I make it with a waterfall, I want it to have water. All right, so I'm thinking that somehow, don't ask me how, I really don't know. I am not going to do anything right now. I want to think about it. It's together a lot more than it was. I do want to, however, do I have some in the spring? I really didn't want to use this. This prevents rust. Canada, good stuff. I found out about this from Rob up there. I called up the company. Couldn't find it around here anywhere. Called up the company and they told me to get a hold of this other guy and he would sell it to me. And he did. However, he charged me $14 a can, plus shipping at almost $5 a can, $4 or $5, I forgot, on the shipping. I ordered 2 cases, and I gave most of it away. My plan is, maybe, depends. I talked to Mario at the company, and I told him, he goes, well, he'll see to it that I get a better deal. I said, well, listen, I says, they're selling it retail for $7 a can. And I paid with U.S. money. He goes, I'll make sure you get it for 7 or under. The thing is, I was actually thinking about buying a couple of pallets and become like a distributor here in the States. But if it's going to cost me that kind of money, it isn't worth it to bring it in at $5 a can, even at $7 a can to buy, plus 5, that's 12. It only sells for like 14. I'm not going to put out thousands of dollars to make $2 a can. Just not going to happen. Now you got a way of getting into the state. There may be another person out there selling it. If I can find them, I'll just deal with them. But I've looked. And if not, you know what? Floor plan it. I'll work with your money. Then I don't mind $2 a can. It's all profit. I'm not putting out thousands of dollars and losing money and interest. So that I can get raped. Now where am I going to put these? I guess the best bet would be put them right there on that. Well, Mario apparently is one of the managers or one of the big shots at the main company. And we were actually bullshitting a little bit. I said, Mario, how the hell did you end up with an Italian in Canada? He tells me he's been there since he was 2 years old. I don't know how old he is. I didn't ask him. But seemed like a nice guy, except for he turns me on to a distributor or a reseller that decided to take me for a ride, which isn't going to happen. Not in my book. I got both kinds. I bought a case of each one. Like I say, I gave most of it away. I think I got maybe 5 cans, you know, and that's mixed of both. It's not just 5 of each. I don't even know if I have that many. Maybe not. No, I don't think so, now that I think about it. Okay, so there is either a drill bit or a screwdriver bit that goes in that. Let me see which one I'm missing. I'm missing the drill. So there's a drill bit that's around here someplace that I put in there. And it's one that I always turn to. So it's, there it is. You know, everybody has, you know, one of their most popular sizes on everything. This is my most popular size when it comes to drill bit. Kind of fits everything I need to do. If it's too small, I put a larger drill in it. Too big, and I just drill another hole. But for the most part, that works on it all. Okay, so I gotta put these cords back. Let me get these off of here. Hold on a minute, I'll be right with you. So I got to figure out that. That's my next thing. I got those 2 wires that I know do not go to a switch. They're too short. I'm thinking one of those wires have to come off the terminal to the switch, through the switch, and then back up to the terminal. However, we still have those other two wires. And those are the two that I'm not too familiar with. They don't make any sense. I went out to get the mail and my mailman stopped me. Him and his wife want to take classes. Alright. Tell them I do privates. Now sometimes the couples, the husband and wives, just like to do things themselves and they don't want to be in a classroom environment. And some people feel more comfortable, with one or two people. Sometimes people are just not comfortable trying to learn something that's new and they're not sure about around other people. It's almost like they don't want to make a fool of themselves. Well, I don't treat anybody like that. And the ones that I have been doing lately, I really don't know how. Oh, they found me on, I forgot where the hell they found me. Huh. Oh. Facebook. Apparently there's a friend of theirs that knows somebody that knew me. And the next thing I know, I'm getting messaged on Facebook. And then the other three, because I have 4 coming up on Friday the 9th, Thursday the 9th. The other 3 are referrals from ones that I've done. And then I was talking to you about Tony. I gotta see if I can meet up with him someday. I think he moved out of state though. I mean, we've talked, on Facebook, through private messaging, because when we do a lot of our bullshit, it's more private. Because you never know what's going on or who's watching. Come on. That's why I think I even did a video one day on YouTube saying that I do a lot of bullshitting. But for those who know me, know where the truth is within that bullshit. I don't want to say I don't lie. I think everybody lies somewhere, somehow. I mean, even if you ask a woman her age, are they going to tell you the truth? First they're going to say, well, that was rude. But most of the time, nobody tells you the truth. So it's still a lie. It's just what kind of a lie? You follow me? So there's always truth within my bullshit. It's just that you may not know where it started and where it ends. Pete sings. where you're wasting them. Now some things do get hotter than others, but for instance, if I was to put a resistor on this for a heat sink, or an IC chip the size of a dime or something like this, for most part that by no means is going to get super hot to where it needs something that big. I mean, are there? Yeah, but nothing that I've ever dealt with. So that would be a waste for me to use that. This one wouldn't be too bad. However, I don't think it's big enough. That one or even this one wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Hold on. Now the other thing is the way that I'm going to wire them, because that's going to have a lot to do with it. So it looks like this is the one. Now is this going to be enough? Yeah. There. Yeah, so that'll be enough. And if it isn't, I can always block one of these into it. If I have to. Which I don't think I'm going to have to. Because there's still going to be a caser on this whole thing. This is for a little IC chip, locks down. You're going to drop you. This is the second time I dropped you. There's something else I got to do. This is a cellular phone amplifier. Receive and transmit. I just got to make a couple of antennas for it. Okay, so that's where these are going to go. They're going to be placed neatly. Actually, you know what? There. on, guys. I'm looking for something here. I know I brought it out here. Here's the how I put it. This will work, but I prefer not to use what I have in my hand. Where the hell did I put it? This bites. I know. I'm trying. The wife gave me a pinkish, like a rose color. I'm making a mess. Fingernail polish. And I wanted to use it because I want to mark these holes. And it would have been perfect with that little brush. I got this Indian ink, but this is really too watery. And I don't want anything watery. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, way too watery. See, what it'll do is it'll run under and give me a bigger hole, a bigger smudge. Making it hard for me to find the center when I drill the hole. I don't believe this. Oh, you know what I find out? You know what I find out? I've been watching too many Chinese movies. On the 360, if I put it in full picture mode when I'm watching it, I can zoom in on it as well. I didn't know that. I know when I'm editing I can zoom in and out, but every time I tried to zoom in and out using the little track, it would move the page up and down. But by enlarging it to fit the screen, it allows me to zoom in and out. But that still doesn't help me with my little problem here, does it? No, it doesn't. But I know what to do. I got an idea. Toothpick with the flat top. It's a perfect size. Tester's pink should be thick enough. Good. don't know if I have a screw small enough. Wow. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, I know I don't have 12 of that size with nuts, so I'm going to have to make them bigger. I don't think this bit will do this. Same size as the hole. That's not going to work. Yeah, that's real close, but man, that's taking some away. I don't know. Told you that one bit that I always use. Good thing it's aluminum. Well, that gives me a little playroom, I guess. Okay, let me see. Guys want to take a walk? You're not going to see much from here, but I'll take the 360 over there with me. The cable on the other camera isn't quite long enough. Hold on, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming. I got you. Way, spin you around. Someday, I gotta pick up some good cutting oil. Yeah, and there is a difference. is aluminum, so it's not too bad. This may take a little bit extra wiring because I'm running them in a line. That one may not be right. There. I'm running them in a line where I should have ran 3 and 3, I'm thinking. But it's just a little bit more wiring. It's not that it's a big deal. Alright, let me get my favorite bit back out. So I have another one, but it's real long. And I like to save, actually I got a bunch of those, but I like to save those for things that I need real long ones on. Now, put the unibit back in there. Now actually I'm going to put this back in. This way if the wife comes out here, she doesn't have to worry about it. She can just use this one. Yeah, she uses this occasionally. I try to have her be somewhat familiar with everything because you know, she may have to do something someday and I may not be around here to do it. I may, you know, or may not be able to do it. So, okay, so now I got this. Now let's take and go back. Go back and around and around and around and around. There. This one goes there. Okay, George. Who the hell is George? What do you mean I haven't got nuts? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now I wish I had some heat sink compound, but I don't. Or do I? I don't. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I have enough nuts. Oh yeah, okay. I was a little concerned, but I do have them. that nut. I don't want in there. Is that the same? No, it's not even the same. Ah. Or is that one the same? Come on. Well, let's see what happens. I really don't care for the way that one fits on there. But we will see. I'd rather have a pan head. But my pan heads are way too long. Let me see. There we go. I knew I had some pan heads. I knew right off the bat that didn't seem right. Actually, I'm going to take these and put them back so I don't accidentally pick one up and start swearing at myself over it. There. I was wondering why there were no nuts in there. Now this is going to develop a little problem, but nothing serious. Because of the heat sink has a grate, the nuts are probably not going to fit in there perfectly the way I want them to. And I don't want to use self-tappers because I got to worry about them loosening up. And if they loosen up, they may heat up. So I just soon deal with the not fitting snug, making them tight, and then I'll put some red Loctite on them. He turned off on me? So I said that if that was the case, I'm sorry I bought it. All the guns that I have, none of them are ammo sensitive. And what I mean by that is, if it's a 9mm, whatever I put in it in a 9, it'll fire. It doesn't need a certain brand or model or grain. Brass. metal or aluminum, doesn't make a difference. Because if I'm going to use a gun, and if I need ammo, and there's a shortage on ammo, I got to worry about what ammo I got to shoot and buy. When there's already a shortage on it, I got to look for something special. So he fixed it again. And then he told me that he's had quite a few of them come in over the last couple of months. Which was a little bit different story from this first time. But I guess, you know, if he's doing work for Beretta, he's got to watch what he says. But, you know, once you get to know somebody, you know, they kind of open up a little bit. So, he fixed it again. Luckily, it's all under warranty. Picked it up 7 days later or so. Went back to the range with it. One more time. So anyway, now it seems to be working okay. After 2 or 3 extractors, I don't remember. May have been 2. Yeah, it was 2. The Sky 9, that I sent that back 3 times. And it's still not working. So anyway, I took it to the range. I blew about 100, maybe 200 rounds through it. And then the other day, we went to the range again, and I blew about 500 rounds through it. And it was the ammo that I've always used, so everything seems to be okay. I still don't want to trust it as a carry piece. I want to put maybe another 1,000 rounds through it before I think about that. But it's doing much better than it did, because before I couldn't get more than 4 rounds through it. Alright, so we got that on there. Now, am I crazy about under here? No. However, I do have a plan for that. So I'm not going to worry about it. I do have a plan. And it's actually going to add. I got 2 little pieces of, I know I have them in that box because I seen them the other day when I was looking for parts. I have 2 little pieces of 1/8 inch, 1/8 inch by 3 inches, about 1 inch. So 1 inch by 3 by 1/8. And I think 1/8 will cover that. And I'll put that on here, and then I have a piece of stock. I can bolt it all to that, and it would just increase the heat sink. I got crap all over the floor over here. I do. Where is it? There it is. Nope. Come on, I ain't just seen it. Anyway, I know I have it over here. Can I just see it? Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Anyway, I'll show it to you when I dig it out. This is that piece of metal that I was using when I made this to pull the pulley, to pull that thing out. I slid it, which I had to do in order to get it around the shaft. And then I threaded these, so these threaded in. And then when I tightened down on the top nuts, it would pull this down and supposedly pull that up. Well, what it did was it started to bend it. So it's going to make another piece out of the heavier stock. That's what I was getting ready to do today. And then today I just pulled on it and it came off. I mean, like, how easy? Really? Couldn't have got any easier. It could have got easier sooner. So I have to work my ass off for 2.5 hours or better. Ah, is that it? There it is. Okay. There it is. It's not going to be enough. Okay, I gotta go heavier. Alright, so I can either cut a piece of this, which without a plasma cutter or a torch, it'll be tough. I have cut it with the grinder, the die grinder, because this used to be longer. Oh, wait a minute, now that I think of that, I got some in the other shed. The other thing is I could take this and cut it into 4 and double it. And then, yeah, I can do that. I also have this in aluminum. Let me shut you off for a minute.